You are live, always waiting for that little sign to come up on the screen to let us know that we are live. G'day, everybody, or kia ora, as they would say here in New Zealand, coming to you live from Auckland, New Zealand today. Very excited to be over here in the land of the long white cloud. Kicking off with new clients here, visiting some existing ones. It's been an awesome day already. Apologize to those of you who are used to seeing our live streams at 8 a.m. West Australia time. But due to actually being here in New Zealand, and now it's 6 p.m. in the afternoon, and I'm not sure what time it is where you are, it just wasn't conducive to have the live stream at the usual 8 a.m. On the particular day of the week when I was with clients here. So anyway, nonetheless, we are here. We're live. Very excited to be coming to you from here in the Airbnb in a really cool setup at the moment. But today it was actually awesome because we were actually just doing this, having this exact conversation with the clients we were kicking off with today, is how do we design an organization that is actually as amazing as the human beings in it? One that human beings want to be a part of, and one that makes sense to people in terms of the way it works and the way it flows. In a lot of ways we design organizations in the past have not been really conducive to human behavior. So in today's live stream, I want to go through three key things. One is the process for organizational behavior and what that is and what it looks like and how it relates to human behavior, so you can understand how one can mirror the other. And then also how to use that process to actually attract, not only, obviously retain the talent that you have, but also to attract other talent into your organization. And then the last thing I want to share with you guys when we go through this is really something that's really important to me, is understanding what purpose, values, vision, and mission are, and why we should have them. Not because they look really good on our website and they make really cool bumper stickers and marketing placards for our business, or because it's what people think we should have, but there's actually a specific reason as to why we should have those things in our organizations. So I want to help you guys understand why we would have those, but also one of the other most important things is there's a lot of confusion around what is purpose, what's vision, what's mission. Some people think mission is purpose and mission is vision, and so on. Values, kind of, most people understand what values are, but the other ones get interchanged a lot. So I want to make sure we understand what those things are, and what they mean, and why we need to have them, and how they fit into organizational behavior, and why they're so important to us as human beings. So we're going to cover all that in the next 10 or 15 minutes here on this live stream. So without further ado, let's see if technology will work while we're on the road here in New Zealand, and jump over to the whiteboard. Oh, look at that. So the first thing I want to talk about is just a quick refresher on the process for human behavior. Let's bring it up like this here. There we go. So as you can see this process on the screen here, this is the process for human behavior. And I'm just going to quickly go over it so that it makes sense when we review the process for organizational behavior. Now, also, please understand, about 2 or 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, we covered this process for human behavior. So if you want to go through this, or if anyone would like access to the human behavior methodology that we had from about 4 weeks ago, we shared, just put hashtag human behavior in the comments and we'll make sure we get to that. And this will be a very quick refresher for those of you who participated. So human behavior success for us, however we choose to define that, has come from our results. So these are the things that I want to have in my life. Okay. Okay. Can't see the screen. Is that not coming up on your screen? Let me just do a quick technology check here then on my own end. Can you not see it now? Sorry, hold on, hang on 2 seconds, people. I'm just going to jump on here and see if I can see if it's showing up at my end or not. Let's do a little tech check here. Yep. No, it's coming up on at our end on the screen here, so it might be at your end there, Dr. Swati. If you want to double check that, because it's certainly showing up on the live stream there. Yeah, so we're good there. So I'll get back to that. Okay, well, it's definitely showing up on LinkedIn. I just checked on our platform. So apologize if you can't see it. I've done a check and it's coming through on the live stream on LinkedIn. I've just checked on one of our other accounts so we can see that it's there. So I'm going to have to carry on with this. So apologize if you're not going to be able to see this. So success, as we've discussed it, has come from our results. Those are the things we'd like to have accomplished in our lives. Thanks, Lisa. So Lisa said it's all good. It's showing up at her end. Awesome. I can see you and the whiteboard on LinkedIn. Perfect. Okay, great. Anyway, so getting back to it. So success has come from our results. Results being the things we'd like to have accomplished in our life. Those results. Thanks, Lisa. She's going to check Facebook. So sorry for the erratic nature at the moment, guys. Those results then have come from the way we've behaved. We've taken certain actions to drive those behaviors to get us that picture of success that we may or may not be enjoying in our life right now. What we know about human behavior then is the behaviors or actions that we've taken, how we act, has come from our attitudes, which are our habits of thinking. So as we know and has been written about numerous times over the years, is how we think determines how we act. As a person thinketh, think and grow rich. I think, therefore I am. So our habits of thinking, our attitudes have caused us to behave in a certain way to get the results and success that we may or may not be enjoying in our life. Now, those attitudes that we have been conditioned into us through a process of spaced repetition of a bunch of inputs from parents, teachers, media, society, people's opinions we've valued as we've grown up, that we've heard repetitively, have conditioned the way I think about things, caused me to behave the way I do, getting me the results and success I may or may not be enjoying in my life right now. Now, if you look at this process for human behavior, thanks, Lee says it's all good on all other platforms. Awesome. Thank you. That if you want to have something you've never had before, it would be fair to say that you might need to become somebody you're not yet. And that's about becoming more of what you're capable of in life. Not becoming somebody totally different, is about becoming more of what you're capable in life to have things you've never had before. And then you would have to go, well, how would that person behave then? And of course, the word behave is just be and have together. How would that person behave to drive those results? And then what we would need to do is go, what thinking would we require then that would drive those new behaviors, which get us those new results by becoming who we're capable of becoming? Because this thinking here drives this behavior. So we need to create a shift in thinking to drive new behavior in ourselves, in our lives, to who we want. So just a very quick high-level review of human behavior, which we went through probably about 4 weeks ago. So when you look at this now, this process for human behavior, okay, great. You can see it now. Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for letting us know. This process for human behavior. So if this is how we become who we are capable of as human beings, and please understand that as I become who I'm capable of, I can always then become more and become more and become more and become more, because I'm constantly evolving as a human being. But this is the process, if we can understand that here, that if we take all this down here and go through this new way, this is how we continually become who we're capable of becoming. So now, what does that mean in relation to organizational behavior then? How would the two correlate? So when you look at this from an organizational behavior, what if we could, if that's human behavior and organizations today are just a bunch of human beings all working together for a common purpose or a common goal, wouldn't it make sense then that the process for organizational behavior should be very similar to what it is of human behavior, if it's just a bunch of humans all working together? So when I learned this process for human behavior back in about 1999, modified it only slightly, but it's pretty much the same format as what I learned it. What I did see was missing was a process then for organizational behavior that mirrored human behavior. So what we did is then decided, well, what if we could map out a process that did that, but at the same time help people understand why we have purpose, values, vision, and mission, and get some clarity around what those things are. So not only what they are and why we should have them, and why they're so important to us as human beings. So let's take a look at this then from human behavior across to organizational behavior. So no different to human behavior, success in this case is fulfillment of the mission. Now, it's really interesting to me because in most organizations today historically, we've had a mission statement that's been sitting up on the wall for 25 years or whatever. It has this wonderful big mission statement. But please understand that, whether the way we were thinking about mission or wasn't serving us, or sorry, isn't serving us today the way we were thinking about it in the past, or we weren't doing it right, as whichever way you want to look at it. Mission shouldn't be like some big 25-year thing. Mission is just the next evolution of our business. No different to success is about who we need to become as an individual, and we can constantly become more and more of who we're capable of. Well, mission is the same thing. What it is, it's the actual evolution of our business. It's how are we going to evolve as an organization. And one of the things we're firm believers of is that business is a series of evolutions. So if you imagine your business today, is it the same business today that it was 3 years ago? Probably not. And the business you have today, in the next 3 years, will it be the exact same as it is today? Probably not, because business is a series of evolutions. So mission's just the next evolution of your business. No different to military terms. You'll go out and, military team, my son, Dylan, he was an infantry soldier in the Canadian Army. They would be sent on a mission, then they would come back and rest, and then they would be sent on another mission, and they'd come back and rest, and then they'd be sent on another mission, and so on. And all those missions would add up to achieving some greater outcome. But for some reason, in organizations, we make mission this long-term thing, when actually vision is the long-term thing. What we want to do is look at our vision is the long-term picture. Mission is just the next evolution of our business. So when we look at vision is 10 years out, well, mission is just in the next 3 years. Who does our business need to become? Let's get rid of that. How have I done that now? Okay, stop. You gotta love playing with technology. Anyway, hopefully that doesn't annoy things there. I've got that little thing blocked in, objectives and key results. So mission then being who we need to become. I wonder if I can just move that out of the way. There we go. Good. I'll just move it out the way. All right. Getting back to this. So mission is the, you got to love playing with technology. Don't play with, was it pets, kids? Like don't do movies with pets, kids, and technology is the new thing now. So mission is then the next evolution of our business. So it's who does our business need to become? No different to us as human beings. And once again, because who do we need to become? Who do we need to become? Who do we need to become to fill this long-term vision that we have? So we have a mission then, which is our success, is the fulfillment of the mission. Now results, the things we need to have, this is our objectives and our key results. Okay, so what do we need to accomplish to show that we've become that? How would we know that we have done that in terms of the results? So I'll come back and draw this in a moment. So we need to work out what objectives would we need to accomplish to show that we've become that organization and the key results that would represent that. Then behavior, no different to us as human beings, then is what are the actions or the tactical plans that we would take that would drive those results to achieve those objectives, to fulfill the mission, to move us towards this vision that we have of the world. And then what drives the way that we behave? How we think determines how we act. So no different in organizations. How we think around here is our values. Okay, so we have these values that are there to empower us to make smarter decisions. Here's how we think around here. All right. And no different to conditioning. How do we get our teams to embrace these values? Well, we need to use coaching on every single occasion, the inputs of our organization, which is all this information that we would bring down here and use as our new inputs to our organization. Okay, so, and you'll notice here though, at the bottom, I've got purpose written here. So purpose, this is, whoops. Having a heck of a time with the new whiteboard. Lisa's probably laughing her butt off right now watching me do this. I'm using the new screen for this. This is why this is interesting. It's the first time I've used a new screen for this. So purpose here is what we do. Is why we do everything that we do. Why does our business exist? So when we look at our business now, what we need to have then is a purpose that engages people, a set of values to empower people, a mission to evolve people, and a vision to inspire people. Okay. So if we look at the correlation here, on every single occasion, we need to coach our people on how we think around here to drive the right behaviors, to achieve the results, to become who we're capable of becoming as an organization, to create the world that we see, which is about 10 years from now. No different to motivation for human being is, why does everyone come to work? Well, what is our purpose? What drives everyone to come to work every day? How do we engage people? Yeah, this is definitely what happens when you put, definitely what happens to put Dave in charge of the buttons. Yes, this is actually recorded, and there's actually, we can get you a copy of this recording as well, Dr. Sweaty, no problems. So guys, please understand that, as you can see then, the process for human behavior over here, it's no different than it is for organizational behavior. All we've added in here is the motivation, which is the purpose, why everyone comes to work every day, and then this impactful picture of the world in terms of your vision. Okay, so when we look at our organization, now we've created an organizational flow or behavioral process that matches human behavior. Right? So this is how we create one that mirrors human behavior. The reason why then we need to have purpose, values, vision, and mission is that purpose then is clearly defined by what engages people. It's the problem we're here to passionately solve in the world. So we need to make sure that we have something that's engaging to people. Then we need a set of values that empowers people to make smarter decisions so that they feel empowered now. And then we need a mission that continually evolves us and the organization, and a vision there to inspire us. So purpose is the problem we're here to passionately solve in the world. Values are the unique thinking that our team is empowered to make smart decisions to make sure that our behavior in terms of how we tactically go after our objectives and key results stays true to who we are and what we stand for. Then we achieve these objectives and key results, which there is designed to evolve us as an organization, to keep us to stay relevant in the hearts and minds of the people we choose to serve. And then we have this vision that's an inspiring picture of the world that's bigger than all of us combined. So when we look at this, I'll bring up a different color in here. I will attempt to bring up a different color in here. All right, here we go. So when we look at our mission, we look at the objectives and key results, then we can go, well, what are the the 6 things that must be accomplished in the next 3 years to show that we've become that organization? And then we might go, what are the 6 things that we must accomplish in the next 12 months or 1 year to be on track for that 3 years? Then we go, what are the 3 things that matter most in the next 90 days that will move us towards what we need to be in 12 months so we can be where we need to be in 3 months to become the organization to start creating the world that we see? And then here, this tactical part, this is the only time when we actually start to bog down into, let's get into how are we going to do this every 90 days? Because what we're building for the organization is a what must be accomplished strategy, because what must be accomplished becomes mandatory. When we get there is arbitrary, right? So we must sit there and go, well, what must be accomplished in 3 years? What must be accomplished in 12 months? What must be accomplished in the next 90 days? That's the mandatory thing. When we get there is arbitrary. And then only every 90 days are we going to worry about how to accomplish those things, right? So can you imagine your team being able to come to work every day and knowing the next 90 days, here's the 3 things that matter most for our organization or my team, or even for myself. I have a tactical plan in place, and I can be empowered to make smarter decisions. I know why I've come to work today. I know what focuses that we have. I'm empowered to make smarter decisions. I know that it's leading us towards building the organization we must have, and it's helping us create this impact that we want to have on our world. Okay, this is why we have a purpose. This is why we use values. This is why we have mission. This is why we use vision in our organizations. Okay. Purpose answers the question of why we do what we do. Values answers the question about how we uniquely think about it. Mission answers the question about who we need to become. And vision answers the question about the world we want to create together. Now, how can you use this to attract talent and retain talent? Well, firstly, please understand that people want 3 things from your organization. So here's how to retain the talent you have. They want something to believe in. I want a greater sense of meaning to the work they do. I want a leader who was willing to empower me to make smarter decisions, who believes in me. So I need a leader who believes in me. So I want something to believe in, and I want somebody who believes in me. Then I also want to have a leader who has a picture of the world that's far greater than all of us combined. So I have something to believe in, someone who believes in me, and somebody I can believe in. Now, how can you use this to attract talent? Well, people, when they can see the future of the organization, they can see themselves having a future in the organization. And please understand that culture is the ultimate filter for talent. And culture is a magnet, and a magnet can attract and repel. So what it will do is it'll attract the people who want to be a part of this, and the fact that they can actually see the future of the organization, they know what organization we're building, they can see why their role matters and why it matters to them. They know that they're going to be empowered in the organization. They can see themselves having a future in that organization. Therefore, because they can see the future of the organization, so they'll want to join that, or they'll make it clear whether they want to join that or not. Let's put it that way. Okay, so it's really, really important that we understand that human behavior, organizational behavior, is just a bunch of humans all working together for a common goal. That we understand that the process is mirrored. If you can build your organization in a way that people understand why, they have a motivation to come to work every day, that they're on every single occasion being coached to think more in alignment of how we think around here, not what to think, to drive a 90-day tactical plan so that they're involved in, people involved in the work are involved in decisions about the work to know what matters most and what we're working on. And then I'm empowered to make decisions through that. I also know the business that we're building together in the next 3 years, and I understand why we're building that business to have this impact on the world and this very inspiring picture. And when you do that, you'll attract the right people. You'll retain the right people, because people, when they see the future of their organizations, can see themselves having a future of the organization. When the process for the organization follows that of human behavior, it makes sense to them the way our organization works. The systems, the processes, technologies, and the humans all can work in sync in a cohesive unit because it follows human behavior. All right. So that's all I want to share with you guys. Apologize for some of those technical things and stuff that we had through there. I apologize for two reasons. One, because I'm Canadian and we say sorry. The other is because it did create a bit of a distracted flow. And I wanted this to run a little bit more smoother than it did. But don't panic. For those of you who'd like a recording of this, we can actually get you the recording. If you'd like the template we have for organizational behavior and human behavior all mapped together like that, so you can rewatch this and follow it through, just put hashtag organizational behavior or org behavior down the bottom. We'll know that we'll get it to you. Jordan from our team will get that to you. Lisa has a live stream on tomorrow if you want to join in on that. She'll be talking about how to make sense of organizational behavior. Sorry, eh? Yeah, so I want to get out and about and get some better technology in play. Yeah, so it's always fun. This was the beauty of doing live streams, is everything happens live. Anyway, thank you very much for your time and attention, for tuning in. Hashtag human behavior, hashtag organizational behavior. Yeah, come watch tomorrow. This about this too for round 2. Absolutely. So like I said, Lisa will be doing her live stream tomorrow. Check her out on LinkedIn, Facebook, and all the other platforms. She'll be there. Anyone has any questions if you watch this after the fact, please just throw comments in there and we'll get back to you on that. And thanks very much for your time and attention, everyone. And from Auckland, New Zealand, kia ora, time to check out and have a great day wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, because my time zone is flipped on its head right now. I don't even know what time it is back in Perth. So take care, everyone. Have a great day.